And what do you have planned?
Rosalind wants to be the new co-director of Raw.
Listen, if you do anything to damage what I built, I promise I'll kill you myself.
Thank you so much for watching him.
You can lean on me anytime.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, what's going on, fam? It's your man VACAY-J, and yes, I'm back with another video. This is For the Shy, Season 5, Episode 4 recap, and we got a lot going on in this episode. Darnell and Jada in love. Emmett and Kiesha definitely are developing, and yeah, is your girl Gemma pregnant? Yeah, we gonna break this down, fam, so you already know how we do. Stay up to date on the playlist, and we're gonna break it down. All right, so the name of this episode is On Me, and it reads, Emmett helps Kiesha as she struggles with balancing motherhood and college. Trig and Shad canvass the community. Gemma confronts Jake, and due to issues, Tracy and ultimatum. So now the episode starts off with an empowering message, an empowering poem read by a poet, and we are seeing Gemma, and we're seeing Maisha, and we're seeing all the lovely ladies of the Shy empowering themselves, looking in the mirror, absolutely feeling good about themselves, except for Lene. She's feeling bad because, yes, she found out that her brother is in jail and might be doing time and might be doing life. But at the same time, we're seeing Kiesha with little Ronnie, and she's definitely taking care of him, doing the best that she can in order to make sure that he's good. And then we see Rosalind as she is now getting ready to do her thing as well. We haven't seen her in the past couple of episodes. We're going back to Lene, and Lene, she's just trying to keep her mind off of things. A lot going on, and she's definitely thinking about her brother being locked up for life. Meanwhile, Kevin's been knocking on the door. She has her headphones on, so she can't hear him really knocking, and just trying to get to her because he really feels bad because he really tried to connect, her brother and her. We see Gemma, and Gemma's still getting ready, but she's smoking that hashish. At the same time, she's blowing it into, the little tissue thing there. And yes, Maisha is still empowering herself. I really like how they open up this episode. And yes, they're showing how, yes, our sisters, our women are definitely doing the best that they can to empower themselves to take on the world and to do exactly what they need to do to go out and make things happen. Rosalind leaves her girlfriend in the bed. Now we see, Gemma's father, and he's been waiting for her for quite some time. She gets in the car, she's still a teenager, and she's like, I don't really want to take the SATs. The SATs don't really count. And they're going back and forth how, back in his day, the SATs did count. But she definitely has, a little attitude with him. But she's always been kind of like rebellious towards him. So, they're talking about going into the school. He's just like, I want to go into your dream school. But she's like, that's the school that you want me to go to. And she really doesn't want to talk about it. She has a little attitude today, and he's not really feeling it. He's like, I'm not your Uber driver. Let's go. So a lot going on with Gemma, a lot of emotions going on. We're going to see what that's about. So now we see your boy Darnell and Jada. And Darnell, he finally got with Jada, and they're back together. And she's like, I want to go on a date. And he's like, why don't we just, I'll make you a sandwich and we watch some TV all day. And she doesn't like that. She's like, listen, I chose you. And because I chose you, you need to court me. You can't just ease your way in and just cruise right now. Like, seriously, like, I'm the queen and I deserve to be treated well. And he's just like, well, I'm going to do the best I can. He really is like, clueless because she's not playing. She's like, listen, you better make sure you take care of me or, I'm out, I'm leaving, So she lets him know and he better get it together. So Darnell, you better get it together. Meanwhile, we see your girl Kiesha, she's at college. She's trying to get her work done, but it's hard because, little Ronnie, he's little, he needs attention. And he's really, kind of distracting her from getting things done. So she is trying her best to get it done. So she messages Emmett. She's trying to get her paper done. And Emmett's just like, just come on over. And she's really, really feeling the pressure of being a mother and doing college. Meanwhile, we got Tracy. She's watering a plant. she's getting this room prepared. This is the Trinity house, right? And she's getting it prepared for Mama Peaches, right? So, Trig, aka Victor, and Tracy is like, listen, you need to have your own place, your own spot, especially, with her recovering from, all of the products that she used to take. And, her just coming back for a new beginning with the family. They definitely put her up in a room. And, Tracy's just trying to let her know it's going to be all right. They're here to support her. And yeah, we definitely are worried about Mama Peaches because we don't want Mama Peaches to fall back and relapse, right? So, they're just trying to encourage her and let her know that everything's going to be okay. But at the same time, Trig, aka Victor, he really has a lot of concerns because he doesn't want her to fall back. Things are going well. They had their Christmas dinner. Mama's looking good, but he doesn't want her to fall back. And that's his major concern, especially right now with him running for city council, right? So she's sitting there, and we're just praying that Mama Peaches just stays on track. Meanwhile, the kids are taking the SATs. We see Maisha, we see all the other students, and your girl Gemma is just not feeling it at all. Like, she seems to be very emotional. She seems to be, I don't need to take this, and she's looking at all these other, statues and figureheads and everything else like that. And she's just not pleased as to what's going on. Right now, I really think that there's something going on internally with her that she is definitely on some really emotional tip. And we're going to find out why. Maisha's raising her hand, but Gemma, she just walks out. She didn't even take the SAT at all. She just walks out. So now we see Tracy and we see Tierra, and Tracy's showing her around. Rosalind sent Tierra to see what was going on. Trigger's like, yeah, not everybody can be saved. But Tierra's like, yo, why doesn't everybody know about this? And, they're just like, hey, not everybody knows because we try to make this a safe place. And she asked Tracy to take a picture of her and Victor outside. And they're just like, yeah, we really don't want people to know. But she's like, yo, it'd be great for the campaign. Of course, Duda comes in. And, Tracy's happy to see him. She's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I brought you lunch. So, they got that little, connection going on. And she's like, yeah, let's go take a picture. This will be great for the campaign. And, Duda's like, yeah, make him look presidential. Meanwhile, Kiesha comes with Ronnie and her stuff. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. I definitely need a break. I'm trying to get my work done. And he's like, no problem, no problem. I got him. I'll take care of him. And, Emmett's really good with the kids, really good with the boys. EJ goes over, hugs Kiesha. They got that connection going on in a good family environment. They know each other and it's familial, right? So she is definitely excited and happy that he's there for her, but also for Ronnie as well. And she's really looking on, seeing how he interacts with Ronnie, with EJ. And she's really feeling that he is absolutely a good dude. He's really a good father, and that's what she needs in her life. So Tracy goes to Duda, and she's like, what's going on? What's happening? You sent Tierra, right? So she's like, listen, I'm not stupid. What's going on? So he's like, listen, Rosalind wants to come on, and she wants to absolutely be one of, the heads to kind of do things with the organization. Of course, Tracy, she's like, nah. She's the one that wants to keep tabs on me. She's not happy about that. She's like, this is my organization. I started this for my son. And he's like, listen, what you want me to do? She can bring a whole lot to the table. She can get a whole lot more funding than I can do. It won't be blood money. It'll be, just really good investment to have her here. And it might work out. And he's letting her know that this is going down. He's not asking her. He's letting her know that this is happening. And she's like, well, what if I don't want it to happen? He's like, well, I'm going to have to fire you, because my hands are tied with this. Either you do it or, I'm going to have to fire you and she's going to have to run it, So basically, he's giving her an ultimatum and basically she got to do it or she's going to be gone, and that's not a good relationship to have with Duda. So they got to figure that out. Meanwhile, Maisha goes and sees Gemma in the bathroom. She's like, you didn't take your SATs. What's going on? She's like, yeah, I don't need to take it. It doesn't really count. And, Maisha's just talking about how, she definitely needs to take the SATs and graduate and get out of her mother's house. And, her mother gave her life, so she's trying to make her proud. At the same time, Jim is like, what do you really want to do? And she's like, well, I want to rap. She's like, all right, well, you need to do a rap. I want to hear your rap, right? So Jim is really, encouraging, Maisha to do her thing. And yeah, they're about to go eat some lunch. And this looks to be a start of something. Now, Lene finally comes out of her room. Kevin's been waiting for her. And he's like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And, she's like, it's not your fault. You tried and everything else like that. And Kevin tries to relate and say, hey, listen, when I lost my sister, I thought I'd never get her back. I was so worried about her. And, he's just trying to connect with her to make her feel better. But Lene is like, listen, you got your sister back. My brother, he's about to go away for life. So she gets called downstairs. And there's a lady at the door. Couldn't find out she's part of the Child Protective Services. And we find that, yes, they're there because her brother is being locked up and they found out. And now she needs a legal guardian in order for her to stay wherever she's staying. Now we got Shad and Victor, and they are canvassing the area for the campaign, trying to invite people to come out to the Trinity house for the ward night. They're getting their doors closed on them. They're getting people just close the door. They're not interested. We got the OG outside, and he's like, yeah, we're just trying to find out exactly what you need, what you want, what can we do. That's why we're having this ward night. We're having the community come out. And the OG's like, yeah, man, you need to let these people know that when there's a lawn chair outside, that parking space is taken. This guy's talking about art, needs to have more art going on. And a lot of people have, their own personal concerns as to, what needs to change because there's a lot of things that are inconveniencing them as far as their life. So Victor and Shad are doing their best to connect to the people of the Shad. Now, we head back to the house and we see Nina, Dre, and Lene, and Kev, and they're trying to figure out, what they're going to do. They're talking with the lady, as far as what can happen with Lene, as far as her staying with them. But she's saying that it's not that easy. She's saying there's a lot of paperwork that has to, be filled out in order for them to have custody of Lene. It's not looking too good for Lene, but Dre definitely is adamant about definitely taking her in because she's already there. But Nina has her doubts about it. So they have to talk about it, but the lady's letting them know there's not a lot of time left, before, they got to take her and, definitely put her back in a group home. And they definitely don't want that to happen, right? Lene doesn't want it to happen, and they don't want it to happen. Meanwhile, at Smokey's, we got the girls, Gemma and Maisha, and they're ordering from Papa. And Papa's like, yeah, Maisha already know your order, already know what you want. And, Gemma and, Papa, they got their connection still. He still loves her, but, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So she's ordering, Gemma's ordering. She's like, yeah, can I get, stuff on the side? She, why would you order it on the side? It just looks like they are definitely developing the characters of Maisha and Gemma as like, good sisters, and they're looking out for each other. So Victor and, Shad, they've been canvassing the area, been doing their thing. And, Shad is just like, yo, I'm cold. I'm ready to smoke up. And he's like, nah, we can't be smoking up, man, and going to people's houses and everything. So he's like, man, you ain't paying me and I can't do this and I can't do that. He's like, yo, man, we doing big things. But look, man, look what she's doing. Tierra's making me look good. Our numbers are going up. Followers are going up. And, Shad is definitely feeling that, man. He's definitely feeling that relationship, even though it's just for the campaign and he knows it, but definitely it's a good look. And that's what Shad is definitely into, making sure that his boy looks good and that the campaign looks good. But he's like, yeah, I'd rather be home with my lady. And, Victor's like, yo, I can't even believe that you got a lady right now and she's got a really good job and everything. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you need to not mess that up, man, with your dusty butt, right? So now we see Darnell, and he's going into a store, and he's looking around, he's shopping, and he's definitely doing his thing because now he wants to step up, do things for his new lady, his old but new lady. And yeah, he's going shopping. He's going to buy her a dress. He's going to do all types of stuff because, yeah, he has made reservations to take her out. Meanwhile, we see Kiesha, and she finally finishes her project, right? And she is so grateful, so thankful. And Emmett is just like, hey, anytime, anytime you need to bring him over, definitely I'll take care of him and everything else like that. And she really, really appreciates that. And they just keep looking in each other's eyes like they really want to do something, but it's more than just, having sex, right? They have a good relationship. So now Dre and Nina, they're talking about, what they're going to do as far as Lene is concerned. They definitely want to absolutely be their guardians. Meanwhile, upstairs, Kev and Lene, they're just like, man, this is crazy. Got to figure this thing out. And they're just downstairs talking. And we're seeing how there's still a friction between them two, right? And Nina has a doubt because she's just like, yeah, how are we going to take her in? And yeah, it's only a couple years, but how are we going to take her in when me and you, and she's like, me and you are what? Because they're going to therapy and they have their conflicts. They're not really on the same page. So, Nina has her doubts because they're still trying to figure things out themselves and for their relationship. So back to Kevin and Lene, and they're just like listening to them, overhearing that they are downstairs. And, Dre and Nina need to get it together. So Kevin's like, yo, how about we get out of here? Let's go down to the community center. Let's just get up out of here. Now, again, they're supposed to ask for permission, but they sneak out of the house while Nina and Dre are talking. So Nina and Dre are talking like, you know what? We don't even know what she wants. So Dre's like, how about we go and talk to her? So they go upstairs and they see that the kids are gone. And, Dre's like, dang, she's like, dang. She's like, see, at least they could have asked for permission and they left the house and they didn't tell us, right? So, of course, see, that trouble like that's why Nina is like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. So Dre's trying to push for it. They're not making it easier. So Dre definitely texts Kevin and it's like, yo, where are you type? Where are you? I'm messaging you like, why'd you leave the house or whatever? So he's like, yeah, we just going to go down the center, help with some food. And she's like, next time, just ask first. And she's like, come home at a decent hour. Love you, Dre, right? So they go down to the center, and now we're at the Trinity house, and we see Tierra gather people together, have them sit down, because she now is about to introduce her man, the love of her life, as she says, as she is about to introduce your boy, Victor, right? And yeah, Mama Peaches is right there with her dress on, looking good, clapping for her son, right? So it's ward night at the Trinity house, and she does a great introduction. She's like, thank you, dear, and the whole nine. He's basically explaining how he's there for the community. He wants to connect with the community. The ward night is where the community comes out and talks to, elected officials. But he states that, he's not an elected official officially, right? But Peaches is like, not yet, right? So she's definitely encouraging her son to do the right thing. He's like, that's my mama, right? So she's definitely being encouraging. But yeah, he's there to listen to the people, hear their concerns, do what he has to do because he loves the people. And, I believe that they are there because they know that. They know him. That's why they, were talking about him doing this thing. So they have this nice little art piece where everybody can definitely do their own thing and put their name or put whatever on it. A very artistic environment there in this shot, which is definitely a cool thing, right? So now we're at the community center and we see that there's some art going on there as well. Very artistic environment and culture there in Chicago. And they have this freestyle open mic thing going on. And yeah, Maisha's there, Jim is there, and they're listening to this young lady, and she's pretty good. She's laying down some lyrics, laying down some bars, and all of that. And yeah, they say next up, we have Maisha, right? And the gang's all there looking on, and she's like, you put my name up, and, it's talking to Jim, and she's like, yeah, consider this as like practice, like just go up there and do your thing. But Maisha definitely has her, she's a little scared about it, but she doesn't really perform like that. But she went up there and she did her thing. Like, seriously, she did her thing. Like, and Kevin's digging it. Lene's digging it. Look at your boy Papa just looking on. And she's basically killing teen night right now. She's doing her thing. And Gemma is loving it. Like, she got some lyrics. She definitely got some bars, right? And she's going in. The crowd's cheering her on. Like, man, Maisha, we ain't even know that you had lyrics like that, had, the speed and the cadence. And she throws a line talking about, yeah, I didn't need a preacher's son or, I didn't need a, a preacher's boyfriend, like stuff like that. And your boy is not feeling that line at all. But she's going in and she's killing it, fam. She's killing it. So they clap for her, everybody praising her, like it's all good. Jim is definitely cheering her on, she's really happy that she went up there and did her thing. Papa's clapping, but he's not too happy about that line, but Kevin definitely is loving it. So she's like, yeah, you did a great job and everything. And, did you feel you did well, right? Jim is asking, did you feel well? Yeah, I feel good about it, right? And she's like, well, you need to work on, your stage presence and everything else like that. But other than that, it was a pretty good performance. And that's what Jim is telling Maisha. And Maisha's like, okay, I'm going to consider that and everything else like that. So they are definitely showing that these two have a connection, have a bond with each other. Meanwhile, back at Emmett's house, EJ is bored. And EJ's like, yo, I want to watch TV. I want to do this. He's like, nah, you had enough screen time. And Emmett's like, how about we create a fort? It's like, yeah, let's create a fort, because he's bored. And Emmett just jumps right into being a father. And Kiesha is loving every moment of what's going on. So they take out some sheets, they get the pillows, and they're about to create a fort. And Kiesha and little Ronnie, they looking on, but they're also participating as well. So they're doing the family thing, which I like. I like how Emmett just jumps right in, and he kind of sounds a little like his dad too, when he's like being a father. And she's saying, hey, EJ, you could choose whatever toy you want. And they're having fun, and they're doing it as a family. Even Kiesha is joining in as well. So this is definitely a good thing. Back at the community center, we see, your boy Kev and Lene in their painting. And she's like, you think that they'll definitely take me in, like, as legal guardian? And, Kev's like, I don't know, but I hope so. He really has high hopes. Now we see a picture of Coogie, right? So there's Tracy, and she's looking at the picture. She's getting some things together, and Rosalind comes into the office. Tracy definitely sees her, and she's not too happy to see her, and she's telling her about the schedule. And, definitely there's tension going on right there. And, Tracy's just on some like, yeah, this is what's going on. And Rosalind's like, yo, listen, this could be a good thing. We could work together, and this could be a good thing. And Tracy proceeds to tell her, like, if you mess up anything that I've built, I will kill you myself, right? And she's threatening Rosalind, like, yo, listen, we're going to bring this thing together. But what I do know is that you did send Ronnie to go and kill the boy or the person that killed Coogie. I know about that. So, keep yourself together. She's like, listen, I know what's going on, and we're going to make this thing work. So Rosalind knows a whole lot that Tracy doesn't know, so she better watch her step, because Rosalind looks like she's no joke. How does she know that Tracy sent Ronnie in the whole nine and it backfired and everything else like that, right? So now back at the ward night, we see a hand, and this lady stands up and asks the question of, who was really the founder of Trinity House, and how they know that Trinity House was founded by a transgender woman. And, she's waiting for the answer. And your boy, Victor, a.k.a. Trig, is like, hey, listen, yes, I'm a co-leader, co-founder of it. And yes, it was founded by Imani. And, he definitely is not going to take full credit for it, because, once she left and went back home, he took charge and took the leadership over. And he will always give, Imani her flowers. And, the lady seems to be, definitely impressed by that, sits down and definitely likes what Victor is saying. Back at the community center, we see Papa serving up some food to the girls. And yeah, Maisha definitely is feeling, Gemma and how encouraging she is. But Gemma's like, do you smell that? I smell something weird, smell something strange, right? She's like, nah, it's the food. We got this good food here from Smokies, right? And, she's like, nah, there's something that smells. There's something smells weird and the whole nine. And your boy Papa's like, nah, we got these greens, we got this, we got that. All of a sudden, Gemma earls and throws up in the garbage can. And she's like, oh, what the heck? And yeah, Maisha's like, oh no. She already kind of has an idea. So your boy Trig rolls over to the lady that asked him a question. And, he's like, yeah, I'm glad you, asked that question and everything else like that. She's like, no, you're not, but you handled it real well. And it looks like your boy Victor is kind of almost flirting with this lady. And it's clear to see that, she's a transgender lady herself. And yeah, they're talking and they're talking about connecting, talking about getting more of the story. And she's asking, when did you break up with Imani? He's like, is this off record, on record? And he's like, yeah, Tiara's here. She's definitely wonderful. She's amazing. But it looks like your boy Victor, man, I mean, he's doing it a little bit too close right now. She's smiling and looking at him in a certain way. And yeah, he's looking at her in a certain way. And then Tiara comes over and says, hey, Victor, I've been looking for you. Goes over and gives him a kiss, right in front of the lady, just to let her know. He's like, okay, we'll continue this conversation another time. I got to go handle this, handle that. And, she's just looking on, looking at your boy Victor in a certain way. Meanwhile, Shad is in the background, and he's seeing everything that's going on. So your boy Darnell shows up with some bags. He's like, listen, baby, I heard what you said, and you're my sunshine, and let's go out on this date. And she's like, oh, giving him a hug. And he's like, all right now, all right. Go get dressed. I got you a dress. And we got some reservations. So she's happy about that. He's about to go court her. And yeah, he's happy about it as well, right? He's going to do what he has to do. Meanwhile, your girl Kiesha, she fell out, working all that time, on her paper and everything. And she was tired, laying on the couch, and she falls asleep. And your boy Emmett comes over with a blanket, definitely puts it on her and gives her a good kiss, good night. I believe they have a great relationship and they're in a certain position where they could definitely be there for each other, right? Be there for each other. That's what it's all about. So now we got Jim and Maisha. They're in the bathroom. And yeah, they took the pregnancy test. It's sitting right there. And of course, Jim has her concerns and everything. And, they're talking. She's just like really, really nervous. And Maisha's trying to calm her down and says, hey, I know how to make sure, I don't get pregnant, and she knows how to do that. But she's having really major concerns. And the timer goes off. And she's like, you want to hold my hand? And yeah, Gemma looks at it and she's like, dang, yeah, she is pregnant. So we see Shad, he rolls over to, Victor. He's like, yo, let me holler at you for a second. He's like, yo, man, you got to be careful out here, man. Like, I see what you're doing. He's like, what are you talking about, man? I'm just talking to the lady. He's like, listen, man, I saw that you don't look at, Tiara the same way you look at that lady. And he's like, listen, man, there's like, gay senators and there's gay congressmen and all this and that. Like, if you want to come out, and he's like, listen, man, I don't want to really rock the boat right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it under wraps. We good. And I was just talking to her. But again, your boy Victor is going to have to come to terms with himself as to who he's going to be and who he's going to represent. You know what I'm saying? Because he definitely is clear that he's into, transgender women. So your girl Gemma is pacing and she's like, yeah, what is Jake going to say? Is Jake going to, be cool with it? And Maisha's like, yeah, Jake should be cool with it, man, because he's like, he takes care of his responsibilities, right? She's like, really? He's like, yeah, it should be fine. You should be all right. And she's just trying to encourage her to be cool about the whole situation. Meanwhile, the lady is about to walk away. And your boy, Victor, rolls behind us like, hey, how are we going to continue the conversation if I don't have your number? See, your boy, Victor, man, he knows what he wants and he knows how he wants it. But he's playing this game and he sees this lady and he's obviously attracted to her. And yeah, they want to talk off record. And she's like, listen, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to, make it all inclusive and make everybody feel comfortable. But the way that they're looking at each other, it looks like it's more than that, right? So, he gives her the number, and yeah, we'll see if they're going to connect in the future. Meanwhile, Darnell and Jada, yeah, they out on their date. And he's like, yeah, you don't got no Colt 45. Like, Darnell is funny, man. That's why he's one of my favorite characters, man. This dude is hilarious. He's like, well, give me one of the most expensive red wines for the lady, right? So he's like, listen, I definitely want to make sure you know that I love you and I want to make this right. I don't want to lose you again. And they're laughing and joking and, they're having a good time the way they used to. And Darnell seems to be trying to do it right this time. And he's trying to get it right this time. He's not trying to let her go. But my thing is, again, what's going to happen when Dom comes back in town? Dom is Lala. So we see Emmett and Kiesha, they were knocked out on the couch. And yeah, your girl Tiff FaceTimes your boy Emmett. He's like, what's going on? I just woke up. He's like, yeah, I wanted to see EJ. Is EJ awake? Nah, EJ sleeping. Okay, well, I'll see him later, whatever. She's like, you okay? You sound a little short. He's like, nah, I just woke up. Meanwhile, Keisha's kind of looking on like, what's going on with that? And they get off the phone and she's like, well, why didn't you tell her that I was here? He was like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was necessary, right? And she's just like, oh, you didn't think it was necessary, right? He's like, nah, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was necessary for me to tell her that you're here. That's kind of none of her business, right? So there's a phone call that's coming in. Guess who it is? It's your girl Tiff, but now she's calling Kiesha on her phone, right? And Emma's like, oh, shoot, like, what we gonna do? What you gonna do? So they just kind of like sitting there like, you gonna answer it? Because if you answer it and she sees that you're here, then boom. So she definitely doesn't answer it. And she looks at Emmett like, what is going on? What is this gonna be? What are we becoming, right? So now we see Gemma. And she's going out to the truck. And she's going to talk to Jake. And she said, Jake, we need to talk. And Jake is just like, oh, yeah? He don't really say nothing. We haven't seen Jake all episode, but we end the episode where we began. We started off with Gemma, and now we see Gemma at the end, and she's about to tell him that, yes, they are pregnant. So, family, that is the recap for episode 4 for The Chi season 5. Family, definitely drop your comments below as we continue on with this series, and it's definitely getting gooder and gooderer, and we're going to continue to get this going. Listen, fam, if you're new to the channel, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor and smash that like button, and we're going to continue to keep this going. I appreciate you all for watching. Appreciate your love and your support, and let's continue to make this happen. All right, fam? Man, if you like this video, you appreciate this video, definitely check out these next ones right here. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, salute.